We've had ringers go off.
I had a crazy morning, but it's all good.
You did.
I left the gym early to be here.
You did.
For all the people.
For all the people. All right. I do believe we've caught up. And I love that you said that because there's always this delay between YouTube and FaceSpace. And the best part of that is I always get these random conversations between us about whatever. So I guarantee that you explaining that you left the gym early was part of it. Now it's not refreshing, but that's okay. I'm still going to trust. I'm still going to trust that we're there. Yeah, we're there now. I see it on all the things, YouTube and the FaceSpace. Welcome in. It is Latte with the Leader, week 7,000. I'm just kidding. We're doing Latte with the Leader because we wanted to talk to everybody in the ALC, and you're the final one, tying you down. And you're about to escape again. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
So we got Christina Laroche-Barrows. We're supposed to have Bradley James Kelly, although he is currently getting his face kicked in with love. Getting deals closed for all of you before he heads off to Disney. I know we should all be shocked by that.
It's exciting.
Off to Disney again. So we are brought to you by Movement Mortgage. Brad owes everyone a coffee because we've been doing this for years now. And yeah, you got yours. She comes in, she's like, can I leave and go get a coffee? Yes, it's not network television. And we've moved it. It used to be 11. Now we moved it to 10:30 in case we run into overtime because then at 12 o'clock we do midday protocol. So and you're here. You were here on time. You just had to shuffle down and get your Nespresso done. So we've got that good. So to lead off, just so everybody understands, I know when I meet with everybody, we do get me from high school graduation to this conversation. But let's go high school graduation, which is my polite way of saying, where did you grow up? Get me from high school graduation to real estate. To like whenever school and any other work ends before you start real estate.
Okay.
Take it away. And welcome.
I'm a Dover kid.
Yes, Dover
whoop,
kid.
whoop.
Yeah.
Green Wave, baby.
DOVAH.
Yes. So graduated from Dover, and then I went on to college at American International College in Springfield, Mass.
That was for
international business.
Okay.
Yep, enjoyed that.
Spy. Okay.
And yeah, sure.
But that's a big framework. Like, what was the mindset behind that? Like,
well, I love to travel, and I have a business mindset, so it all made sense until the attack happened on the world. And I was like, maybe I need to rethink this and stay stateside.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, I had graduated from there. And then I also got some extra like Spanish in at UNH and took some classes. I took a small hiatus and went to Macintosh.
Oh my God, Macintosh.
Yeah, Macintosh. And then I ended up working there.
And I disrespectfully
eventually
used to call them Smash and Grab University because remember there were a ton of students.
So many.
That were breaking into stuff all over Dover.
Yeah.
And at the time, Janina and I, for the same reason, because unfortunately everything happened on 9/11, Janina was a travel agent leading up until then. And then she's like, well, I'm not working in Boston anymore because nobody's flying anywhere anymore. Or right now, there was a window in which nobody was really doing that.
I was stuck in Dallas, Texas, during that time.
So, and I was at the radio station. She's like, why don't we just move closer to the radio station? So we moved up and we were renting a place initially on Central Ave in Dover.
Oh my gosh.
And the kids, so weird. They were fine. They were loud, but they were younger. And, and I was too. There wasn't any gray hair. I still had light in my eyes. It was excellent. There were 6 or 8 kids that lived upstairs from us. And they were like the ringleaders of all the Macintosh College break-ins. So that's why I affectionately call it Smash and Grab University. To the point where the cops were just like, we need to check your place. Because they thought we were hiding stuff for them. But the amount of stuff that was getting fenced out of the apartment upstairs.
Oh my gosh.
Because that was that group of kids. Oh, this would have been 2001, 2002, 2003.
Wow. Yeah, many moons ago.
Yes.
So yes, Macintosh, finished my education at Southern New Hampshire University, and then I worked.
So what did you finish with the degree that you wanted?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got that degree, and I have a marketing associate's degree as well.
And did you do SNU in person or online?
Online.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you love it?
It was hybrid. I loved it. It was awesome because I was working at that point and I worked at MBNA America.
They stole Phoenix University's cheese. Like Phoenix University used to be like the big national online brand. And I think there's more people nationally now that go to Schnoo.
Yeah. It's really an incredible program. And then after that, I was working at MBNA America and I used to be the trainer there. And it was a call center. We helped people transfer lots of balances to 0%. So I was a top salesperson there for years and had so much fun with that call center. And then I was a leader over there as well, like on a team. And then they were shutting down. They got bought out. And I went to the Federal Employees Dental Vision Insurance Program.
You love acronyms.
That was exciting.
No wonder you found us.
FedVip. I know, right? Crazy. So I was a team lead there. And at that point, I had been doing real estate for 4 years.
Okay.
Part-time.
Okay. Where were you then?
I was, this is really funny and pretty full circle. So when I left there, when I left the FedVip program, I was probably leaving. I used to work with Chris Vachon.
Oh, I love that.
He owned Let'sOwn.com Realty Group.
Yes.
We were owning it.
Affectionately known as Mickelson because he golfs a lot. Yeah,
yes.
Mickelson.
And then I worked.
Great on the phones, by the way.
Yeah.
Short sale demon. Demon on the phones.
Yeah, it was fun. I wasn't in that office very often. And then I eventually went over to Bean Group and was there for 15 years. And then here I am.
That was your longest stretch. Okay.
That was my longest stretch.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it's been awesome.
So in all the business stuff that you're doing leading up, when do you decide that is real estate initially just a side hustle, or is it something that was always percolating in the background and you're like, I think I want to do that because that I can be self-made. I've got a business mindset. I've got the acumen. Anybody who's met you're not waiting for anybody to tell you what to do, right? Like you just riddled off all the things that you did and you were always a team lead.
Yeah.
So what was the draw to real estate for you?
Just growing up, my family was like, you will be great in sales and you need housing. So it just made sense for me to go into real estate. I actually dabbled in mortgages for like 5 months and got that as sort of a baseline. And then I decided I didn't want to do that anymore. I had numbers like running through my head at night and I was like, this is not okay for me. And so with real estate, I had seen my family buy property, invest in property, and it just seemed like a natural progression for me. And it's really changed the course of my entire life.
So Dover, siblings, what do you like? What's
none? It's me.
You're the one.
Just me, baby.
It's like your parents were like,
my mom was like, that's it.
I feel like she's going to be enough.
Yeah, exactly. I am enough. We don't need clones. You get it all right here. I was a persistent child. And so I think that was enough for my mom. She's like, okay.
Yeah. What were you involved in grade school? Like, what were you doing? Like,
oh my gosh. I just loved playing outside, like loved the friends in my neighborhood, going to the playground. And then I started working. My mom was a single mom. Okay. So I started working at like 9 years old, babysitting and eventually paper routes. And I met an elderly lady on my paper route. I would go over to her house and make her some things that she needed. She only had like a quarter of a lung and I would just help her out. And then I went away to college and would come back and visit her. I worked at nursing homes and daycares, like you name it. I've done a lot of like bussing tables, Dunkin' Donuts, like all through as I was coming up.
What was it? So when you decide to go to a firm for real estate and you're at Bean Group for 15 years, what was the biggest challenge of that? Because obviously you had confidence in business, you had confidence in yourself, but I think when everybody lands and they get in like the dust settles and you're like, oh, this is a job. Like I always joke about best part of real estate's you're in charge. Worst part of real estate's you're in charge.
Sure.
So what was your biggest challenge in your freshman year of real estate? If you can remember, like the oh crap, like elephant in the corner of the room that you had to tackle.
I think it was just like in the beginning, I guess I'll speak of like writing up postcards and it just seemed like so long until my name got out there. And I remember thinking to myself, I can't wait until people just know what I do. And I'm not like in an office late at night writing out postcards anymore. Like they know my name, they know what I'm about, and they just have a comfort level with me.
Yep. So in doing that, think about, I want you to think about like what you talk about writing the postcards. What's the thing that you were doing when you were getting started that you couldn't wait to get rid of?
I mean, it's still a thing. The administrative work, we are not.
So this is going to be a mini series, episode 2 next Thursday night on Netflix, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, like I'm good at it when I like want to do that, but I don't really want to do that. I want to go talk to the people. I want to solve their problems.
Yeah.
I want to break complex issues down and fix it. And so, you know, the paperwork is like, yes, I will do it. And yes, I'm good at it, but it's not my highest and best. I want to be with the people.
Yeah,
like,
I love that you said that.
I love people.
Yeah. Because obviously you're with business and with numbers. And like you said, the mortgage community for you was like, I'm not sleeping because I'm seeing like division signs and all this kind of stuff. I got to get out of here.
Yeah. And I like numbers, but that was too much.
Yeah. But I get the pushback from agents like yourself, and they're just like, but I'm cool with the paperwork. I'm like, yeah, but it's also keeping you from signing babies, getting more deals, and you know, doing all the stuff out with the people that you need to be doing. I mean, honestly, because you've had such a journey, because we are on KPA 1100 right now,
right?
And you looking for your executive assistant. What's the biggest challenge for you right now in finding that person? Is it like, because we joke about this, and this is why the KPA is so important.
Sure.
So if you're playing at home, take notes. The resume can say whatever it wants to say. Like I always ask when we're talking about career visioning, like what can a resume say? And people are like, what does he mean? It can say whatever that person wants to say.
Especially with Chat GPT these days.
Yes.
And Claude
suddenly
and
they're
Gemini.
Tolstoy or Emily Dickinson. Yes.
Yeah.
And then the other challenge, and this is why Gary's so big on the KPA, and he doesn't like publicly poo-poo the DISC assessment. And I still think that's a good tool. Way back in the day with KW, the one that we used to use all the time was Dr. Abelson's. And it's probably one that most of us took way back in the day. We've got one now that we're using. And the reason Gary's not a fan of that is because you can game that. Like if you were hiring and the resume comes in and it's like, cool, this looks really good. And then you sent somebody the DISC assessment. If they figured it out, maybe not initially, but if they looked at it and they're like, oh, okay, she wants to know if I'm operational or if I'm a spaz, right? You know, so I could gamify that and convince you that I'm your director of operations. Now, Christina, you and I both know I'm not your director of operations. I'm not Typosaurus Rex, I'm Tacosaurus Rex. So the KPA is important because you can't give it a head fake. It's 7 segments. I mean, I sit with new agents all the time, and their first meeting, we do the get me from high school graduation to this conversation. Then their homework is DISC and KPA. And they all come back with a 1,000-yard stare like, Timmy, what was that? Right? Because like the spatial visualization with the boxes.
Yeah.
But you can't head fake that.
Right.
And I would argue too, it's static. Like people are like, oh, take it again. It's been a couple of years. It's static. It's not going to change. Your math might change a little bit on your job match, but your job match will probably stay in the same order.
Sure.
You know, without fail. So for you, you're getting these resumes in. We're getting KPAs and then it's maybe just, this is why it's important. It still has to be a match.
Yeah.
It still has to make sense.
Absolutely. We have to be in alignment is the
great
overall.
Word. Yes, great word.
The overall thought process, perspective, feeling on it. The role is so foundational and I need to trust that person with everything because this is our baby. Like this is 21 years of work and relationships, and I need somebody who is just going to treat our clientele like it's their sister, brother, grandma. Like, you know, we want the right person that's going to be giving them their all and, you know, working for our team. It's just a foundational role.
Yeah.
And we want to be in partnership with them. So they might do really well on the DISC or the KPA, but if we're not jiving, then we have an issue. Like we have a 2-ring pickup policy. Like you got to answer the phone. You know?
How often do you stress test that? Because I'll be honest.
Yeah.
When Nate's feeling frisky, he calls the front desk. You know, or like if he called me right now, obviously I wouldn't take it because it's not important. I'm talking to you.
Sure.
Yeah. What's your stress test on that? Like, how often did you check that?
Yeah. So right now it's like we're answering the phone to ring
I
pickup,
understand.
but when
In
we
the
have
past.
somebody in the seat, if the phone's going to like ring 4 and we're calling, my head's spinning because I'm like, what if I was a client?
Yep.
You know, and what if that client is at that moment where they're questioning if their offer is accepted, or, you know, we're looking at our sheet, our HUD, and we want to know, we have a question, like we need to get that answered. So I don't necessarily test it. It's just sort of like the natural flow. Like, is this person answering the phone? Or somebody might say, hey, I tried calling you, or I tried calling your office. I didn't get through. Like, what? That's totally unacceptable.
Yeah,
so
that can certainly be challenging. Then the other, and this is why the DISC and the KPA are powerful for us too, because we are business owners. We tend to not. I won't even say tend to. We will invariably hire with our heart, right? And you're like, you know what, my friend Kelly over at Bibbity Mutual, she'd be great, right? And she just lost her job, or I know I could offer her something better, and yes, might be great, but maybe not for the seat that you currently have open on the bus.
Sure.
You know, but you said alignment earlier, and I think that's important too. Just from and I love that we're at a company that I can say this. You know, we're both people of faith, and I think
absolutely.
It's not like you have to. I'm not going to sit down and be like, "So you're Irish Catholic? You have to be Irish Catholic." We can't do that, right?
Yeah.
And if everybody's always like, "Why do you say Irish Catholic?" I'm like, "If you know, you know." We specialize in guilt, but alignment in the fact that, you know, leadership exists when you leave the room. In my absence, right? And you're about to go on a trip. Like, in your absence, will this person bear your standard?
Right.
And I remember having this conversation years ago with Erin Prue, and she's like, yeah, you know what? My clients only want to work with me. And I'm like, I love you, Erin. They want to work with the standard you've made.
Right.
The standard they expect. And
that's exactly right.
So when you see teams build and you see, you know, some of our larger teams flesh themselves out, why does it take so long for them to find the right people? Because you need the person. When her and Ryan are on a cruise, the team has to be full of people that are as close as possible to her, to the standard, to the experience, right?
Right.
I always joke, right behind you, I have all those little Funko Pops right behind you.
Oh, yeah.
And there's one over there of Colonel Sanders. Because I said I've been saying for years, like, the Colonel is dead, but the chicken tastes the same, because he found people who use the 11 herbs and spices.
Right.
So somebody finally brought me Colonel Sanders. But that's what we're looking for. You know, like when Nate's not around, we can all finish his sentences. You hear me on a quick start all the time. I'm like, if Nate were here, he would say. And that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, little clones. We needed more siblings, apparently.
Yeah.
Just run the business for me, please.
Run the business.
Yeah. So I would say to that, the easy hire is not the best hire. If it's just too easy because they lost their job, because it's your friend.
Yes.
I've had those hires where it's been like, oh, I love this person. And I do. I love them.
Yep.
But it doesn't mean that they should be answering the phone for my clients, looking at our spreadsheets, analyzing contracts. They shouldn't be. No, I love them outside of work.
Yes. Athletic coaches will tell you the best ability is availability.
Yeah.
And in business, availability does not equal capability.
It's so true.
Yes.
It's so true. So yeah, we're looking for our unicorn. If
the good news is,
you know anybody.
Yes.
Well, KPA them.
Yes. The good news is, I think that you've gone through the gauntlet, that you're going to find your person.
Yeah, it's right there.
I think of right now, Allie Goodwin. Allie Goodwin, you know, went and finally clicked and found somebody. And she was like, yeah, it's definitely not your first at bat, you know,
right.
And it will probably morph over time. I mean, the hope is that it won't, right? Because if you look at the organizational, you know, model inside Business Planning Clinic, you see the red dot. The red dot is you leaving the business or going to the cloud, like Nate has, right? And then you notice the CEO, and I always ask in class, like, who's the CEO now? And people don't realize it was the first hire. If that person wants that, right?
Sure.
So, and that's, it's a tough conversation to have. It's a tough and owning your own business, it's also difficult because they're probably coming from an environment where there's 401k and this and that, and we can only offer them so much as we're getting started. And you've got a pretty robust offering.
Yeah,
we just got to find the person that's in alignment.
That's right. That's
in
exactly
alignment.
right.
Talk to me about how often you guys do get away, because I think that's important. I wanted to talk about that. I think we too often in this company, or in this industry, I should say, we tend to rest in the pockets where they're, we decide I'm going to stop working for 20 minutes and take a nap.
Yeah.
And like Gary always says, could we just start working around our rest instead of resting around our work?
Yeah. And I really love that philosophy about the company. I love the God family business.
Mm-hmm.
And that was honestly one of the reasons we came over to Keller Williams, because Gary was at the front of the room and told us he followed Jesus Christ. And I was like, how did I not know that? Like, this is in my backyard. And so I had to really go home and pray and do all the things that I do and really consider this more seriously. We get away very regularly, and we have built that into our schedule. I love to travel. We are a husband and wife team currently before we explode.
Currently, are you letting him go?
No, we're building, Tim.
Oh,
building. And
we're adding. Yes,
before Stacy came into my life, I had already been to most of the continents. And the only two I haven't been to yet are Australia.
And he doesn't fit in coach, so now you have to fly
Africa.
first class.
Oh my gosh. We won't talk about the needy problems flying with Stacy.
Yeah, he has to be a Delta more space.
His fear of heights is kind of funny because you're like,
love this. Yeah,
you're already up there. How are you? How are you afraid of heights? But
does he not like flying? Does he get white knuckles?
If you're in front of him, he's sorry, honey. I know you're probably watching.
He's fine.
He grips the seat so hard of the person in front. I'm like,
oh, he's holding this.
I'm like swatting him because he's like, especially when we're going for takeoff. It's a whole thing. Yeah. I have to like help him just breathe.
And Isaiah's just like headphones, iPad.
He's chill. He's watching a movie. And Stacy will watch a movie. He's like, just get me on the technology really quickly. But yeah, we love to travel. We've done a ton of business travel this year. And we're going to Europe with our family, and we're going for a few weeks, and it'll be amazing. And it's just really important. It's really important to take time away because this business can suck you up and spit you out. Yeah. So, I mean, especially if you have a lot of deals going at this time and in the future when you do, if you're not there yet, you just have to take a time and pause. You have to rest. You have to reset every week because you'll be on your phone nonstop, if not trying to wear all the hats. And it's just counterproductive. So absolutely. We try to book at least something quarterly, even if it's just a weekend away. This year, we've been really fortunate to have gone to several conferences. And so we have one more coming up after our fun family trip, and that'll be in October. But it's also our 10-year anniversary. So the door is open. You never know where we'll be off to next.
Will we have an executive assistant by the time you travel in October?
We better, because, I don't need any extra gray hair. Or
KPA.kw.com.
Seriously.
Gary's looking at the Commodore 64 in the basement in Texas. He's like, we're getting a lot of pings from New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Lots of pings.
Yeah. Who's this Christina girl?
Yeah. It's a great tool. It's a great tool.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah. So you're getting away. You guys do it quite frequently. The biggest stress that people have around that, or I think even the person that hasn't planned their vacation, and, if you're in your freshman year and you're getting your face kicked in and you're just trying to get through your freshman year, which financially feels like an avalanche of like, who do I owe next? Right.
Right.
But as you start to build your business or you get going, you're like, I don't think I have the time or the money. And the irony of that statement, because most of us came into this industry for more time and more money.
Right.
And we all know Murphy's Law. Hi, I'm Murphy. Book a vacation, get busy.
Yes.
And Shannon said that like in licensing class to us.
Yeah, it was a good preparation.
She's like, yes. Yeah.
She's like, warning.
Yeah, warning.
Do you think you're going away? Oh, because we're going to drop like 10 clients in your face. They just start calling, and it's spring. I mean, honestly, May is not the best time to take a trip. It just worked out for our family. And I'm like, you know what? My life has to happen and business has to succeed. So we're trying to get everybody under contract before we head out.
Yes. And you just come home to a litter of closings, which would be fantastic.
Yeah.
You just said something which I think, just to cut back to your decision to head this way, there's no great time to book a vacation, so book it.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
There's honestly, as a veteran agent considers, and this is part of your conversation with us for sure, because you came to Mega Chicken with us, I think was the first trip.
Family.
Was it family first? Okay.
In California. It was February and I just wanted to go somewhere warm. And I was like, I'll learn about this. Sure.
Yeah. Nate wants to
Sounds
talk to
great.
me in California. I'll do that.
I'll be there. It's freezing. It's
yes.
warmer over there.
Yep.
We made
we're
a
in
vacation
Anaheim.
out
We're
of
in
that.
Anaheim. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, we blended it.
Yep. So your decision to finally make the move. I mean, what I know for veterans, for sure, it's like, well, I've got all this going on over here. And then I have to uproot all this and move all this. Like the annoyance of the actual move.
Yeah.
You know, physically, mentally, emotionally, and then with your listings and depending on where you're moving from.
Sure.
There's arm wrestling and all that kind of stuff. So what were some of the conversations that you and Stacy had? And I'm sure you drove those conversations because he's newer to the business, but obviously as a couple and as a team, like what were the conversations that were most concerning to you at first? And then like you discovered, because you mentioned like there's leadership on stage at a national event and it's on the wall when I walk into the building, because I felt the same way. I came here. I don't have a sexy story. I came here because I trusted Nate. And then I remember walking in, I was like, God Family Business. I'm like, what? Who?
Right.
What? What's going on here? I was like, I was blown away and thrilled, right? And obviously, it's been 16 years, so it's Friday. Who knows what will happen later on today? But it's been working thus far. Not even having that self-discovery. So, what were the things that were making you to consider, besides the warm weather? I'll go find out more, because as you said, it was at that event that you heard people on stage talking about faith and wellness and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I felt like it was just super well-rounded, and I prepped Stacy before we went. I was like, listen, I know you love seminars and conferences, and he will just learn and learn, which I love that about him. I love to learn too. But I was like, we're not moving. Like, it's off the table. Like, we're not there for that. We're going to glean all the information. We're going to bring it back and implement it. And then
we're going to take from the red group, bring it back to the blue group, and make it our group.
I'm like, we're going to go learn, right? And we're going to get warm. And then I met Mo Anderson.
Yes.
I was in a lady leaders conference. And actually, I didn't know you needed tickets for it. I was like standing outside. All these ladies are hugging.
Yeah. Honey, if you don't give 7 hugs, you get weird.
They all know each other.
Which is so funny because, of course, that's one of the codes of culture. We have the codes of culture. There's 52 bullet points. And 2020 is happening. And we're on it was actually in Orlando in 2022. Because 2021 was digital. Yeah. 2020 was in Dallas. 2021 was digital. So we get back to 2022. It's the IALC Culture Committee. She's up on stage and somebody asked, because the Me Too movement was also happening. Oh, yeah. And somebody said, so Mo, we're a little different here. You still got in the code of culture. You got to give 7 hugs. And she goes, sweetheart, you can give 7 hugs. Just don't linger.
I just love her. I love her so much. She's
just
amazing.
Don't linger.
Don't linger in your hugs. And that's what makes the hug hug, though.
Save room for the Holy Spirit. It's like being at a Catholic school dance.
Exactly. Like you have to like really, is it like 60 seconds you're supposed to hold on for? There's scientific evidence that makes your day like just better because you feel warm and loved, right?
As a guy in this environment.
I can't hug you for 60 seconds.
No, listen. So the other, like I was having a first meeting in the last couple of weeks, and it wrapped up, and the individual, she goes, this has been great. Can I give you a hug? And I'm like, yup. And I'm just watching my whole career melt away. I'm like, this is where it happens. Right? And I stepped from behind the desk. I go over there and I gave her a hug and a big embrace. And then I think as a guy, this is just my handbook. I think as a guy, you have to just lessen the hug. You don't like, because as a coach and for a lot of you, like that door opens and it's like, this isn't about business. I got to talk to you about something else, right? The Father Tim thing kicks in. So I've learned now that I need to lessen the hug. And I heard this from somebody talking about Disney, is the Disney characters, when a child hugs them, they don't get to stop first. You hug until the child is
like they need the whole hug.
So I'll give a hug and then I'll linger. Until it's clear that it's time.
Okay.
And I'm sure at some point I'm going to walk the line a little too, like, I'm not going to stop hugging until they stop hugging. And I found
Did you want a hug today?
I found it.
Is that what we're talking about?
You were late. We don't have any time. As a 54-year-old white male in corporate America, I think I'm doing my best to understand when the lingering stops.
Yeah,
But I also think I love that we still have that in our code of culture, and I think it's an important thing. We got back from COVID and that whole window of time, and I think so many people lost things. There were bowling leagues that went away, prayer groups that went away and just never came back.
Yeah.
And that's the power of this company. And you see, God, there's a community for everything. Yes, there is.
Yeah, there really is.
I remember when Zach Eaton, he was like, Timmy, there's an ADHD community. I was like, and my first response was, I didn't notice because I was busy we all have it.
Right.
Everyone has some. I'm not saying that I have
Especially
it full
with
on.
Notifications zinging all the time.
He goes, you got to go on the Facebook page. It's amazing because it's just a hot mess, right?
Yeah.
But there's a community at this company for everyone. And I think that's important.
Really
and I think that will be her legacy moving forward.
It's super inclusive.
Yep.
And so to see Mo on stage and Gary on stage talking about God.
Yep.
And that we follow Jesus. I was blown away. I was like looking at everybody around me like, she just said that. Is that okay? Like, do we all feel that way? She said, we all follow. You're 10,000 people in this room.
Right.
And we're Jesus's children. Like we're God's children.
Yep.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And then so we're on our way back on the flight back, and I'd gone to a lady leaders group, which I loved. And then there's a wealth builders group, which I love. And I was like,
Stacey's like, are you breaking?
I really need to think about going to this company. Like, this is what I came back with. He's like, oh, interesting. He's like, yeah, I had some feelings and thoughts about this too. And so anyway, we crunched all the numbers and we were like, okay, all right. And we decided we should come over. So it took from February to May for us to eventually decide to come over.
Yeah, I think to your point, like when she is up there, she will speak to her direct faith. If you've been to the morning inspirational morning, you'll notice that everyone gets up. Muslim, Hindu, all the faiths
That's really
get up
special
and
too.
share their prayer before we get started.
It was so special
because there
being a
have
part of
been
that.
some challenges with her speaking to her viewpoint in a room full that is meant to be ecumenical. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And as I said, I was in a breakout group at one of the events at one point, and somebody was talking about that because somebody got up and they spoke and they're like, I love that can happen. And I said, yeah. And I said, and respectfully, here's the thing. You don't need to share my faith. I think we just all need to be respectful of each other's. Like, because at Dallas in 2020, right before COVID hit, there were 19,860 people in the room.
Wow.
Like that's the biggest family I think they've ever had.
Really amazing.
And I know Gary's pissed because I know he wanted 20,000 in 2020. You knew he wanted that alliteration.
Yeah.
But they actually posted that we got 19,800 and whatever. But it's pretty amazing that we're able to have that on the wall in the hall.
Yeah.
And whatever that first word is for you, God, faith, whatever. But God, family, business is pretty cool. So for you, going through that, you have an extraordinary challenge because you have to make sure that Stacey doesn't freak out on airplanes. And then you also have the additional challenge as parents that you are homeschooling Isaiah.
Yeah.
So that works because everyone's home. And sometimes it doesn't work because everyone's home. So as a mom and as the ringleader, what's the biggest challenge with that?
That's it. Like we're always together,
yes,
which I love. And it's hard. It's very hard. So I have an office at home. We have an office at home. I don't really like going into my office at home. It's lovely and it's spacious, but I love being in my home. And so it's if I have to take a call, I'm going into the office or going outside.
Right.
We have a nice view, so sometimes I'll just go out there and listen to the birds chirping and look out at the water, and it's lovely.
Yep.
Or I'll go to the office in Dover, or I'll go to our little building, and we have 3 offices right now. So,
yeah.
So we have places to go, which is helpful.
Yep.
So we can kind of pull away when we need to focus on, having quiet time to work and putting our heads down and doing our marketing and doing all the things. Isaiah is tech support. That little boy can fix, he literally can fix anything. It's not like, oh yeah, my kid can figure out my remote. Like he can sync everything up, like the computer technology.
Yep.
He has fixed our dishwasher, our vacuum cleaner. Like he just has a very like engineering mind.
Sure.
And he's very persistent. So he's so loving and kind, but so persistent. Like he's so much like Stacey and I are both high D's on the disc.
Yeah.
And he is as well. So all together, it's very challenging.
Yeah,
it's very challenging. But I don't know. What I would love to have happen is that we have a space eventually, and I've shared this with Nate and other people. I'd love to have a space where kids could safely be in one building or a section of a building, and people could work in the other and focus on their work, and somebody is managing the children, but you can see them. So this is my vision.
I love that you said that. I promise you that I'm not making this up off the top of my head. I have said, and it's not happening now, but downstairs, right? So we have the hearing aid place downstairs.
Right.
The rumor is very exciting. There's a rumor that we'll be able to get our cuticles fixed downstairs soon.
Oh,
so yes.
I love it.
Yes, which is because mine are a mess. So,
I mean, I got to go get mine
that's
done.
the rumor. And I
Okay.
believe the open spot on the other side downstairs where used to be Clear Choice Medical, I believe another medical type facility is going in. Here's the thing. How long will either one of them be there? What I wanted, I mean, if we're being honest, fat kid, let me go there first.
Yeah.
What Nate and I have joked about forever is where the hearing aid place or the hearing help place, I don't want to say hearing aid place, but where the hearing tech was, I would have loved, and we've talked about this ad nauseum, have that be a little bakery. A little bougie bakery, open till like 2 or 3.
Yeah, coffee shop.
Even, and I'm not a civil engineer, but bear with me. Even from a drive-through standpoint, because when you come around the building, you can make it very clear the outside lane's going to the back, inside lane is picking up scones and lattes.
Yeah,
right. And when you walked into the downstairs lobby, over that wall next to the elevator, we could put glass doors in, so you kids could be up here and just shoot down and meet clients at the bakery if you wanted to, for a coffee or whatever. That's not happening. Long-term plan. My other master plan, if we can't get scones and lattes, would be we'd have KW Kids Care.
That would be amazing.
Right? Or Kid Care or whatever. We'd get sued by Texas if we said Kids Care, but like, KW Care.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And
perfect.
Now the legalese around that of getting licensed.
That's a whole other business.
Whole nother mess. But would that not be cool? That as part of your experience here at KWCLM, you could drop your short people off downstairs with professionals that we know and love and trust.
That are vetted.
We could also have maybe the bakery down there too, so they'd be all hopped up on sugar.
No.
And you finish your 8-hour class upstairs with Coach Tim, and then you get back in the car. They're sugared up. You have a headache because you just listen to the Red Book. Yeah, it'd be great.
Keep the sugar away from the children. But that would be incredible.
That would be, yes, that would be the dream.
And honestly, like when new parents are starting out and they have babies, you can bring your baby to a lot of places with real estate. I mean, people are very accepting in this day and age, especially post-COVID. We bring Isaiah to our open houses. He greets people. He shows them things. He'll grab their arm to bring them, like to walk them down like a slopey hill. He's very involved, and we've done that with all of our boys.
Does he have a chance? He's going to have to get his license, right?
He's like, Mom, we're realtors, right? And I'm like, we are realtors, honey. He's gone to every family reunion that we've been to. He only didn't go to one mega camp because my parents traveled with us. But he's very...
He was with you, though.
He was with us.
He just didn't go to... he just wasn't in the general session with Gary.
Exactly.
But he got your notes, so he was fine.
Exactly. Yeah, he's going to be running it soon. He's good. He's done all of the travel with us. So he's very involved, and... Again, it's a love challenge relationship having that happen. So KW Cares here would be a Care Kids, KW Kids. I love it. I'll help name it. It'll be our baby. It'll be amazing. Yes, that would be.
We'll be the first market center in the country to do it.
It would be really, I mean, seriously, because as I was saying, like bring in your baby, like sometimes you just need like an hour to do some quick work, or somebody needs to come in for a closing, or you need a 4-hour drop-in slot because you have an open house and maybe you don't have family around here and you're transient, because that's what we attract here in New Hampshire. And you need a place for your kiddos, like drop and go. Coming
Don't say that.
Coming
Don't-
soon.
we have a lot of things, but don't say that.
We have to put that on a coming soon sign and make that happen.
Cuticles and kiddos. We'll have the
my gosh.
Yeah,
And cafe.
illegal labor downstairs.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah,
I love
crullers,
it.
kiddos, and cuticles.
Yeah, I mean,
Sort of
you should
disgusting
be able
now.
to take a nap
Because then
too.
you'll be like eating a donut and there'll be like a toenail in it, and that wouldn't be great.
Tim,
We
your
went to
mind goes
pedicures.
to such
I
interesting
yeah, we went right off the road, right off the road. Yeah, I'm gonna walk that back and make sure everyone knows we are probably not gonna have a daycare downstairs.
Unfortunately.
But we have talked about it a million times.
Yeah,
Like, that would be.
It solves a lot of problems.
It would be super cool. It's just logistically, it would obviously be
It's a whole other
a
business.
massive undertaking. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But naps would be cool too. I mean, agents are tired. We should have. Do you know they have nap pods in the airports?
I have seen lately on the TikToks. Yes. Here's there's something a little too vulnerable for me with that. I think like it's a little like I've seen, and they're all different kinds, but the one I keep seeing seems to be I think it was in Denmark, and it just seemed like this almost like this garage door type thing. And I'm like, I don't know. And the guy left his shoes outside. I'm like, no. Like you're either waking
You
up.
have a weird thing with feet.
You're either nope.
Yes, you do.
Nope. You're either waking up to no shoes or somebody's going to do something disgusting in your shoes. Like I don't like I would bring them in with me.
Yeah,
That's like when you go
and
to the
then just,
Japanese
like, throw a
hotels.
freshener
You go
in
to the
there or
Japanese
something.
hotels, they're all little sarcophagus. Like you just got I wouldn't fit. I'd have to get two with like a breakaway wall.
I'm sure they have different. We can make different size accommodations. There's like
If I go to
there's
Japan,
rooms.
they're like, you gotta go home.
You're welcome.
You gotta go
Tim.
home.
They've
Mr.
got
Lindsay, could you
something for
stand in
you.
the middle of the plane? Have
Oh
you ever
my
been on a puddle
gosh.
jumper?
Yeah,
The little,
I
like
have.
Miami down to the Keys.
Yeah.
We did one because we were it was a smaller plane from a major airport into Hilton Head. And we're getting on. I'm like, they're going to make me stand in the middle. They're going to make me like, I have to stand there. I can't sit on one side or
Oh
the
my
other
goodness.
here. So interesting.
Crazy.
So for you, when you start to think about everything that you've accomplished over the entirety of your real estate career,
Mhm.
and now you're looking back and you've been here with us now for a handful of years,
Mm-hmm.
what's the thing that you're most proud of in the entirety of your real estate career? The thing that makes you most excited if you had to stop tomorrow for some reason?
Just all the people we've helped. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting emotional.
Uh-huh.
Talk to me. Go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Yeah, no, you're
there was a
good.
period there.
We just talked about me having a foot fetish and being fat. We're going to go here. We're going here.
Just, when you're, I wasn't ready for this. I didn't sleep well last night.
I have tissues. Would you like to?
You're just so intrinsic, like you're so necessary and just helping people, people who have lost loved ones, people who have, divorced, people who have come together and combined families and they need you. And so that's why it's so important to take care of yourself. That self-care is so important because you want to be your absolute best because you're dealing with, everybody is carrying around some sort of emotional, physical, mental, spiritual baggage, right? Like everybody is dealing with something and we never know what it is until we just take a pause, take a beat and listen and try to be there to help them. And so, yeah, that's it, Tim.
You okay? We're good.
So yeah, just all the people, all the faces I see when I close my eyes
Yeah.
and think on this question. It's just all the people like solving their problems, helping them along the way and helping their families, watching this went way sideways. Sorry, everybody.
You're good.
Just really helping them transition through one phase of life to the next. And, when people are downsizing, a lot of times they're like, wow, okay, you build up, you get this big ginormous house. And then you're like, okay, what's next? Okay, we're downsizing, we're creeping older. And, a lot of it is fun and they can take the stress and the pressure off from maintaining and cleaning.
You're there quite often
and
when the emotion hits them too.
yeah.
Like you're standing there while they're realizing the chapter's ending, new chapters starting.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you're just such an important piece of that journey. And then it can get sad, right? Because we've finished the transaction and we stay in touch as best as we can. with systems helping us.
Mm.
But it's just, you're such an integral part of that process. So that is what I would remember, like all the people. My goodness, all the people.
I'd throw the Rubik's Cube, but it's pretty heavy and you're holding a coffee. So
It's a big mug.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's heavy. You don't want this going against your head.
So you mentioned about taking care of yourself, and we talk about it all the time at Mega and Family. You'll hear Gary or somebody refer to the fact when the masks drop on the plane, you got to put yours on first,
right? So
you can take care of other people. And you've been on a bit of a nutrition and health journey.
Yeah,
so talk to me about that.
Yeah,
it includes coffee.
Coffee
includes coffee.
One a day.
Yep. You're not on one a day, are you?
Maybe 2.
Oh, okay.
If it's like a rough morning.
Oh, I thought we might be on 3 here. No?
No.
Okay.
No, I was up late marketing though. So I probably am more emotional than I normally am. I'm an emotional person, but a little extra today. So yes, I was feeling tired, like a lot, very tired. I'm not a spring chicken anymore, although I'd like you to think I am. So anyway, I was tired. I'm aging. My knees were starting to hurt. And I was like, I really need to do something. And I've always gone to the gym. I've always like played sports. And I really love, like, I have a lot of energy. I have to get it out or else I'm not fun to be with. So I've always worked out.
Somewhere Stacy's just nodding right now. Like, she needs to get it out.
Yeah, I have to go. I'm like, I have to go. I'm going to Zumba. I'll be back.
Is that your poison? Is that where you go to?
I love Zumba. I go to the Works and I love Zumba.
The Works is amazing.
Body pump. Amazing. Yeah. And Zay goes and he'll swim or he'll do supervised gym. They have all these great programs there and childcare and all the things. Again, that's why we need that here too.
I'm going to write that down for Nate. You've mentioned that a few times. Trust me, he knows.
I mean, if you want to help people with self-care, having their kids in good care is really awesome.
Christina cares. You can be in charge.
Oh my gosh. I'll do the contracts. Yeah. That would be great. Someone else should supervise the kids. Yeah. So I work out and I have been for a long time, but I needed to really kind of get a handle on, like, I've always known what to do with like what to eat, how often, that sort of thing. But I needed like a new refresh because at this stage in life, things are different. Like hormones are different. Everything's different. So I started a new program in January and I'm down like 34 pounds or so. And I just feel great. Like I just feel really strong. I'm very clear. I also 3 years ago stopped drinking alcohol and that has been amazing for me. I went away on a women's retreat. That's a whole story in and of itself. And I've just been really conscientious of like what feels good for me, like what's good for my body, what is poisoning my body. And I'm a temple. I want to be healthy and I want to run with my child and I have a grandson. I want to run with him.
Which is crazy.
It is crazy. Yes. Yeah, it's so crazy. But I love
Bowen, right?
I love Bowen so much. He's a little pistol, man. He's tough and he's strong and he's just, he's a little fighter. But yeah, I want to be there for my kiddos. I want to get emotional.
Here we go.
Again.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's
On next week's episode of Estrogen with Tim.
No, seriously.
I got to make sure I've got Christian Scott coming in. I got to rebook. I got to get a female in here.
I know, right?
I got to get a female in here. Yep.
So it's been really awesome. And I'm like, there were things that I couldn't do that I can do now. And I'm like, this is amazing. And I'm not stopping there. So I make it a point to get to the gym. I make it a point to make sure that my nutrition is stacked up nicely. Stacy is so supportive. Like he helps with food prep with me and he's just great. And so it's going really well.
34 pounds. So if you think about, like, I think obviously that's a big number, right? But then you get like, it's 34 pounds. Like, you're like, okay, it's done. It's 34 pounds. I think the best way for people to consider that is when you're shopping, say you and Stacy are at Hannah Foods or whatever. Yeah. And you grab, and you've got a lot of kids that are at the house. I'm sure you were probably
just
at least
Isaiah actually now.
But between you and Isaiah and Stacy, and when you had, holidays and stuff like that, maybe you're grabbing the second gallon of milk. Right.
Sure.
So when you turn around with the 2 gallons of milk and and the cart's gone, you're like annoyed, right? So think about you're 32 pounds plus 2 pounds, but a gallon of milk is 8 pounds. So picture walking through the grocery store with 4 gallons of milk, looking for the cart. That's what you put down. Or like a bag of dog food's 40 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah.
It's a game changer. And just like the ability, I went skiing this year a few times, and
you probably did more runs than usual.
Yeah. And like just being comfortable, in smaller sizes, being comfortable, like just doing basic things. Like I was healthy before. I'm just healthier now.
Yeah.
So it's not uncomfortable to like, you know, zip up the pants, the snow pants, or bend over and put the ski boots on. Things are just more comfortable now. And I don't have as much of me in the way of what I'm trying to do. So that's really helpful.
To get out of my way was getting yourself out of your own way.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Sometimes you gotta get out of your own way. And that might mean like dropping down a few sizes and yeah, it's great, you know, moving, being stronger. We were on a raft. We have a trampoline in the water, and there's a raft attached to it, and you like have to pull yourself up like that. And Stacy and I were laughing so hard last year. It was like such a fun moment. And I'm like getting up on the raft, and he like has his hand out, and I grab a hold of it, and he like comes toward me, and we both flipped over, and we were like dying laughing. And I was like, oh my gosh, but I couldn't get up there by myself. So I can like jump up on a poolside now. I'm like, I feel young again. This is great.
Good for you.
Yeah. So that's really awesome.
You talked about being alcohol free.
Yeah.
3 years. You're 3 years down now, or are you in your third year?
May 23rd will be my third year.
Will be 3 years.
Yeah.
Awesome. Was that a decision based on nutrition? Based on I'm a certain age and it makes me feel ugh in the morning? Like
it was so many things. It was so many things. And again, there's a long story with this, but I had gone to a women's retreat and I was by myself. I traveled solo. Like I do a lot by myself. I grew up an only child, so I'm totally comfortable being by myself, or so I kind of thought at that stage. And I had gone to this retreat and there were hors d'oeuvres and drinks, and I was like, oh, I'll have a glass of wine. And so like third glass of wine, I'm like, why am I drinking so much? Like, am I trying to drink because I want to feel comfortable with all these other people?
Sure.
Some ladies were by themselves. Some came with groups. And these girls came up to me and they're like, oh my gosh, you are so fun. Like, you have to try the spicy margarita with us. Come have dinner. And I was like, okay, sure. And I was like, I don't have my child with me. Like, I don't have Stacy with me. Like, let's let loose.
All gas,
right?
no brakes.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly. And it's May. So like, you know, we're in the middle of real estate chaos. Yep. And I was like, okay, let's do this.
What part of the country was this in?
This is right at the Cliff House.
Oh God.
Right in
okay,
Maine.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So oh my God, you fell in the ocean.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. It was so fun. So I didn't fall in the ocean.
Good to know.
But I had my 3 glasses of wine and like I could drink, you know, and I had more to me to absorb the alcohol.
You had 34 pounds of insulation.
Exactly.
Yes, sure.
So I had that spicy margarita, and then we had dinner and all. And these ladies were awesome. Loved hanging out with them. We're all Facebook friends now, and they're local. And then I was like, all right, well, I drank your drink. Now let's drink mine. And they were like, what do you drink?
What did you switch to?
And I was like, let's have a shot of Patron.
Oh my God.
And they were like, we're not going to do that. And I was like, all right, suit yourself. So I had a shot of Patron, and I was like, not sloppy. I was like buzzy. And I was like, all right, well, and the night, you know, went, and I went to my room, and I had plans to get up at like 5 o'clock and watch the sunrise. There was a dance class I was going to, and then seminars all day long. So I woke up on time. And when I woke up,
you're feeling it.
My head, my brain felt like it was throbbing outside of my skull. Like it was the most intense pain that I've felt probably since childbirth. And I was like,
cheap
oh
tequila.
my gosh.
No, I'm just kidding. Cheap tequila.
Well, it was Patron.
Oh,
well, hopefully they sent me the right thing. They,
it was
they
in a Patron. It was in a Patron
me
bottle.
For the Patron.
Yeah.
So Holy Spirit was like, Christina, you're at a women's wellness weekend. Do you feel well? And I was like, nope. I don't. And I just sat with it for a little bit. I watched the sunrise. I was like, all right, I'm not drinking the rest of this weekend. And there was all kinds of things going around that wellness retreat. Like I was like, people microdose off shrooms. Like, what is that? Like my head's in the sand. Like I'm not involved in any of these things. I didn't know about them. And
I love a good baked stuffed portobello mushroom, but I have no idea what you're doing, Alice.
Like, I have no idea what that is.
Yep.
I was talking to this lady at the hot tub that night. She's like, oh yeah, I'm familiar with that. I'm like, where do I live? I live like in a remote island somewhere, apparently.
No, we're New England. We're good near all the good drugs.
Right? I'm like, what is going on? People are doing this stuff like regularly?
We're going to play Outlook, where we're going to have our golf event in a few weeks. We're going to play that tomorrow. And everyone who I know who smokes or chews the gummies, they're like, oh, this is called the Green Mile out here. Like, because there's so many dispensaries, you know?
Right.
So we're near all the good stuff.
It's surrounding us.
Yes.
So anyway, it was after that weekend. I had promised a client that I would take him out to dinner. And he was like, oh, I'm going to order the surf and turf. And I was like, no problem. You can buy drinks. And I was like, I'm going to drink this guy under the table. So I'd already made this plan with him.
Yeah.
We went out to dinner after this retreat, Stacy and I and them. And I had my regular 2 drinks that I would have. And I wasn't even buzzing. I didn't take advantage of the guy, you know, and order all the drinks. Sure. I ended up actually just paying for everything. And I woke up the next morning with a small throb, boom, boom. And I was like,
enough
okay.
to remind you.
I'm like, that's it. I'm done. And so just day by day, day by day. And people come to our house, like we have a pretty fun property. Like I'm usually the shot girl, like, hey, let's do shots.
Yeah.
It's just changed. It's changed. I'll pour a shot, but I don't get involved anymore. And I'm so clear-minded. And I say that to my clients. I'm like, you'll never have to worry about calling me like, and I'm under the influence. Like my kids, you can call me anytime. I'll give you the absolute straight answer. Like you will find the truth all the time with me. There's not going to be like, unless I need to go to the gym. Like if I'm like in a mood, I'll call you after. But there's always clarity and focus. And I feel great. My head's not throbbing anymore. I'm not inflamed. Like I just feel wonderful and wish I had done that earlier.
Yeah. And I only said alcohol free because I think sobriety is a different thing. And I just think for sure. I'll be year 3 for me will be December 29th.
Wow. And congratulations.
Much like for I think for the both of us, it was just like rarely on a school night. Because like I'm in my 50s, like you wake up on a school night or a school morning and you're like, oh, I had a Shirley Temple. It was, you're like, what are we doing? Why do I feel bad? You know?
Right.
Would just nick me enough. And I'm just like, ugh. So it was actually romantically, my last drink was a Mai Tai at Kowloon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it was the next day a few years ago that my mom fell, broke her hip, and we were getting her home from the hospital, and I was going to be staying with her. And I'd always done like dry January and Lent.
Okay.
And it was Easter Sunday, and I was going to be nursing her that first week. And then my 2 sisters were going to come in and we're going to rotate.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, I'm not going to have a cocktail. Like Lent's over, but I'm not going to have a cocktail while I'm supposed to be watching Cheryl.
Right.
So, and then I got home and I'm like, it's been quite a while. I just gamified it. And I just, much to your point, and I think anybody who knows me, I'm loud and annoying without it.
Yeah.
Right? So like it was never a need for that. And I've been self-aware, like I'm Irish Catholic. It's in every sector of my family.
For sure.
God rest my father's soul. He was a professional. Like he would come home from Raytheon and he was probably 2 highballs before dinner, you know? And but then next day, when I say professional, he's up at 4:30 dressed and back out the door to Raytheon.
Sure thing.
Never hit my mom. Never. Well, I got hit when I deserved it on the ass. But other than that, you know, never missed a day of work. Yeah. Functional alcoholic is exactly what I would call it. Yes. So,
my family likes to party.
Knowing the bloodline has the proclivity from every angle on Janina's side too. And we lost her brother to drugs and alcohol.
Wow.
He had an accident in France years ago. So she was like, maybe at a wedding she'd have Diet Coke and a vodka, or maybe a Pinot Grigio, but and now that I'm stopped, you know, which is funny because we still have this corner closet that I was curating during COVID. I just be driving home from here. And I'm like, what do I want to make tonight? So we have everything. We have all the bitters, we have all the whiskeys, we have all the gins, all the things. And, but I just, don't miss it.
I don't either.
Don't miss it. And it's not, it's like everybody says, like James Shaw just finished his first year.
Wow.
And he's
That's
like,
great.
just not again today.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I will, but not again today. And I'm pretty strong on the party that I don't think there's a reason that I would want to go back. And now that I've gamified it and told so many people about it, I almost don't want to.
Yeah, I have no desire.
I want to keep the streak going. Yeah, for sure.
That's really awesome.
For sure.
Yeah, it's exciting because in the beginning, it's more just like social. Like I remember going out to dinner with my girlfriends and she's like, what are you getting? And I was like, I'm going to get a seltzer and, a splash of cranberry. And she's like, you're not drinking?
So funny.
And I was like, no, but I'll buy you a drink. Because I wanted to make it less awkward. And so now they just know I'm not interested in drinking anymore. Well, and they respect it,
That was the big challenge. Such a great story. So last year we were in Dallas for Mega Leadership Camp. Now it's all combined. It's back. It was always Leadership Camp was right before Mega Camp started in the same location.
Okay.
And they're making it that way again. But we were at this place called Round Rock, Texas, at this water park for a few years. And that first year that I wasn't drinking, we finished the session. We go down to the bar. The Bruins were in the playoffs. And Nate's like, what do you need? And I'm like, cranberry and Sprite. Now, of course, he turns around to a girl, and she is not rocking English as her first language. So he says cranberry and Sprite. And then she does it, and he just like, come get your drinks. And she poured me a cranberry and a Sprite. And Matt Erdman, the OP from Greater Hartford, he's like, Lindsay, you stopped drinking and you still double fisting. And I'm like, yes. But like, I'm cranberry and Sprite. And then we'll go out to dinner, and Kaylee's like, just get a martini. And I'm like, if I get a cranberry and Sprite, they're going to charge me for the Sprite. If I get a martini, it's $32.
That's true.
So I can be a princess. And I love to be a princess because I'm going to get my cuticles fixed when they get the place downstairs. But like, that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I'm cranberry and Sprite for the most part.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a lime in it. People think it's a drink, and I'm not even worried about the judgment.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to hang out with my friends drinking water either.
Sure.
So there's that. But
it's really, I think there's a lot of freedom in it.
And
there's
it's gaining traction. More people, and the generation that we are bringing up right now. I can't speak for my son who's away at school. They're in lacrosse playoffs right now. I know they're deleting beers by the minute.
Sure.
But I think his generation, I would argue the college generation and the kids that are just out of college joining the workforce, there's just more of an awareness of, and I also think it's because there's such a prominent culture around the gummies.
Yeah.
They're accessible. It's not sloppy. It's just like, I'm going to get home. I'm going to take one and land the plane.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody's like, oh, have a drink. You'll sleep better. No, if you have any sort of tracker, like that was the other thing too. My whoop data, my undeniable whoop data, that no, you didn't sleep well last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your body thought you were in 3 car accidents.
It's horrible. Like I'd get like stuffy, especially with wine, like the tannins in it or something. I'd get blush and then just really stuffy, couldn't breathe well. Like, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I putting this in my body? But you're right. A lot of people pacify with other things.
Yep.
I would say the gym is my other thing and just enjoying life. I'm like, what can make this experience better? So you save a lot of money when you're not imbibing.
1000%. Because there was a piece of me that was like, you know what? I'm going to stop when I felt like Lent was over and all this stuff. And I was going to just drink as I did. And then I'm like, well, maybe I won't drink when I'm golfing, and I'm like, that would be okay, but then it just turned into, because that's like once a week and very expensive when the car girl comes around. Because you're just like, I'll take 2 of those. And you're like, well, that was $47.
You don't even think about it.
$47. Yeah, you're just tapping your card.
Yeah.
Everybody's thirsty.
Right.
So
yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
So with the health journey, alcohol-free, the change you made to join us here, what's been the biggest thing for you as a Keller agent now that you could celebrate an improvement in your business or your life?
I would say, well, the community we have is great. It's awesome to be able to call an agent and say, hey, have you been faced with this before?
Right.
Or when I was deciding to come over or thinking on it, I met with a few agents beforehand and I was like, I just need to know these few questions. And the agents took the time to just meet with me, and they weren't like, I gotta go. They weren't looking at their clock. They wanted to have a genuine conversation. And I thought that was great. Like the time spent with me and just being very candid I met with like 5 agents before I came over. And then once I got in the door, I've asked other leaders like, hey, how is this working in your business? What are you doing with your team? How do you break things down? Where do things break down?
Right.
What's bottlenecking you? And everybody's been really approachable and really just, I don't feel like I'm competing, which is really nice because I think in this industry, you can silo yourself so much and other people can. It's so competitive, or you get this perception that it's so competitive, but it doesn't feel like I guess at the end of the day, we are competing, but it's so friendly.
I call it a co-opetition.
Yeah, it's really not like cutthroat. It's people are really putting their heads together to figure things out. And I mean, people who are successful are willing to help. And that's just a really nice place to be. It's a great place to work because of that. I remember before I came over, I was like, oh, Keller Williams, they'll let anybody in the door. That was kind of my perception. And that's what I had heard. And so once I peeled the curtain back and went to family reunion and then meeting with all of you and working here, it's been really, really insightful and really welcoming and celebratory. It's been really fun. Like I enjoy going to Mega Camp. I enjoy going to family reunion. The ALC members are awesome. The leadership is awesome. They're always available, when they can be. Jen has been available for me at 10 o'clock at night before if I've needed something. Jason's great. You have sent me 10,000 KPAs. Like Nate's awesome. If I have a question, they make time. So I've really enjoyed that.
That's the differentiator. I think for people, even people within the region, they come to our building. And for sure, you'll go to other Keller buildings and they're like super nice, super sleek. They look like they belong in New York City. Compared to what we had on Islington Street, which I affectionately call the women's prison, this place is so nice, right? Compared to that. At the same time, culture has nothing to do with the paint on the walls. It has to do with the people you surround yourself with, right? Yeah. And, people get here and, or out and about, to your point before, like you heard about the Kool-Aid and all this stuff. And like, anytime somebody brings up the Kool-Aid, I'm like, well, explain to me what that is. And they're like, well, I don't know what it is. I'm like, well, then why do you keep saying it? Right. And I heard it's like a cult over there. I'm like, yep, that is the root word of culture, which everybody wants. Right. And I remember it was actually Jenny Harper when she was considering coming to play with us here. And she's like, you haven't mentioned the culture. And I'm like, yeah, I don't usually bring it up. Because you're just gonna like my Angela. People rarely remember what you tell them. They're gonna remember how you made them feel.
Right.
Like you have to just sort of step into the pool and figure it out, and it's also a buffet. Like you don't have to, from the faith to whatever community you join. Like Gary's got all this stuff laid out, and you can go up and grab whatever you want and make use of it because it's not for everybody, for sure.
Yeah, true. There's so many offerings here. So many offerings. It's rich with opportunity. And if you have some sort of other business that can integrate into real estate, you have all these people that need your service and you just have to communicate to them what you do as well. So that's a whole other benefit that you get from working at Keller Williams.
This morning on the Quick Start, I was talking about pressure and burden and being grateful for that. Like when you showed up today, you were buzzing in, and I'm sure you'll be buzzing out of here. You got a lot on your plate, and all of us who are doing this in the industry every day certainly do. What are the blessings or what are the burdens or pressures right now that you were dying for years ago that you might have to remind, you might have to refocus or revision and remind yourself, no, I get to do this today. Like that Christina years ago was like, oh my God, what I wouldn't give for 16 closings in a week. And then you have that week and you're like, son of a,
you're like,
what was I thinking? So like, what are some of the burdens that you have on a regular basis that when you reframe it, you're like, these are blessings?
Yeah. I mean, I'll take it right back to when I was writing those postcards out. Now people know who we are. They know what we do. 97% of our business is past clients and referrals. So that has happened. It's interesting because, with Chat GPT, new agents can pop on and they look like they've sold, 15 million a year and they might have sold 1.5 million a year. And that's awesome for them because we didn't have that same opportunity. It's a whole different time frame. But really just, it's such a blessing to be able to serve so many families, so many clients, and to be so busy that your services are in such high demand and that people will wait for you and that people respect your time. Like, we're going away and I've told my clients, I want to do your open houses as soon as possible. I'd like to get you under contract. I want to do your negotiations. I trust my peers, but I love negotiating. So let me do what I love. And so I've had clients that have like, oh my gosh, Christina, that's a tight time frame. I'm like, we're here to help you. So let's get things in order. And they're like, I don't know how we pulled this off, but yes, we're ready for our open houses. You know, we had our cleaners go over, like we're walking alongside them. So the blessing is the busyness, and it can also feel like a curse at times because you're like, how are we going to make this work? So it's just really being focused, time blocking, time management, really kind of planning things out, and that quiet time or that rest will help you figure out how to do it, and it will preserve your energy for those high deadlines and those. Let me just real quick. We had an open house this past weekend. There were 54 sets of people that came through our open houses in 4 hours, and that netted 13 offers on the property. Your head's spinning because you've got so many conversations to have with so many people and everybody's excited. And it's also sad because you have to tell 12 agents like, sorry, you did your best and your client did their best and it wasn't enough for this particular property. So if I could offer you some, just some advice, especially for listing agents, if you could sort of give a breakdown without releasing anything confidential of what you're getting in your offers, so that people have an understanding and the buyer can walk away with some knowledge of like, okay, I need to re-strategize my plan because this market is pretty hot. We also just closed a property and it went 36,000 over asking, no inspections. So it's important to let people know so that you can help them because we're not in this just for ourselves, right? And just for our clients, but it's win-win or no deal. So I'd like to leave you with that.
Perfect. If somebody wants to track you down for peer-to-peer referral, or they've got questions about your journey and they want to buy you a Sprite and a cranberry and a sandwich, how do they reach you? Best way to reach Christina?
I'll give you my phone number directly. It's 603-833-7051.
Perfect. We have Christian Scott joining me next week. He is doing probably more than most when it comes to philanthropic giving. So we're going to talk about what he and his wife are up to, which is sort of incredible. He's flying to other countries to look at the soccer pitches that they built, which is unbelievable. So we're going to talk to Kristen next week. It's all brought to you by Movement Mortgage. Brad will probably be back, I think. Maybe he's he's gone next week. Yeah, he'll be in Florida still. He'll be
wearing the Mickey
He'll be on
ears.
his magic hour still. Christina Laroche, thanks for hanging out.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it. We'll see everybody
time.
else next week right here for Coffee with a Capper. Take care.